Welcome back to another episode of Crystal Hunt. It is what you would be hearing if my mic decided to not stop working right before recording this part. I recorded the gameplay, but for some reason, it didn't record my voice. It was not working, I have no idea why. This is a first for me. I guess I can't give you some first reactions unfortunately, but I will be giving you the epic conclusion to this series, to Blade and Sorcery Crystal Hunt. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and make sure to hit that sub button because I'm going to keep posting more Blade and Sorcery content in the future, and hopefully this mic problem does not happen again because this was really annoying when I found out. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so this is the portal room. When I first came into it, it had 4 pillars like the ones from the outside, and I was just examining this whole place, and I came up with 2 theories of where the portal was gonna go. So the first theory was that it was gonna go to that dark island away from the home island, and the second theory was that it was going to teleport me to either the comet, which I think would probably kill me, or the planet that's right next to the storm. Well, we're about to see in a few seconds where this is going to take me. I hope you guys enjoy the results. I'll be back in another minute. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm going absolutely ballistic. I was rambling about other things. I was just really surprised at this point. So I had no idea what the point of this whole thing was, but it looked completely awesome. I was just completely freaking out. I was getting absolutely hyped right now, and I just couldn't wait to go in. But I was still doing some commentary, so that's why I haven't gone in yet. So I was kind of surprised I didn't see any enemies here, but then I take a look over the edge, and yeah, I was really tempted to jump down, but I was not going to risk anything because since there was no one here, there was no point in trying to kind of experiment and accidentally die. So I tried to stay focused on the main part, which is finding out what was at the end of this tunnel. So when I was going up to go get the sword, I saw this huge hole in the wall, and as curious as I am, I just decided to go in it. But in the end, I eventually found nothing but an empty balcony. But that's when I noticed there were 3 other balconies on my level, so I had to go over to one of them to see what they were about. So I saw that there were 3 holes on the stone, so I just decided to poke it with a sword, but I think it made more sense to use sorcery, so I just started with a fireball, and it shocked me. It shocked me down to 1 freaking HP. So for the sake of my survival, I did the most logical thing and decided to just head back down, safely, very safely. No risks taken here. I decided to leave everything as it was, and now came the moment of truth. This is what I saw on the pedestal. It was a sword. It was like the most legendary sword I've seen. It's so obviously legendary. There's even a crystal inside of it. And I guess it was time for me to pull it out, and I think that is how Crystal Hunt was supposed to end. To my surprise, the sword rejected me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I didn't get a really good feeling about this. Then these crystals were getting pointed at me, and my instincts told me this was not going to end well. Well, it looks like this is it. Enjoy the ending of Crystal Hunt. When I finished watching the credits, I knew that I got the bad ending and I knew that something was up. So, I decided to go back there and find out what was left that I had to do. This time, I went a different direction and I found a hole in the wall. So I decided to go in there and I ended up finding another gravity tunnel, which led to another balcony. What I knew about the stones is that they take sorcery. So, since the last stone rejected my fire spell, I decided to use lightning this time. Since lightning came out of the stone, so that was my way of thinking. Lightning comes out of the stone, so it has to be attracted to lightning. And to my surprise, it works. And it's holding the spell in place, possibly activating whatever is in the stone. It took a bit, but I made it over to the stone I was before, the one that electrocuted me, to see if it would also accept lightning. Then I was completely confused. I don't know why it's not working. I thought that the stones would only accept lightning, and then I came to the ultimate realization. You can see the moment of realization right now. This is my exact moment of realization, because I think you might be thinking what I'm thinking right now. So these stones, they take each of the three main elements: lightning, fire, and gravity. So I was thinking one stone took only lightning, the other fire, and the one I'm standing on right now should be taking gravity, which means I have to go through another 3 dungeon runs and another Dalgarian ruin to get the gravity crystal, just so I can get the gravity spell and activate these stones. So I knew that this was going to take another while, and I didn't think it was fair to hold off this epic finale in another part. So I'm gonna say the same thing I said in this video. Cue the montage. And after 1 hour of grinding out dungeons, I finally got the gravity crystal in my hands, and I'm finally unlocking the gravity spell. And now I'm ready to complete the puzzles from the stones with the right spells. And hopefully everything works out in the end. Now this is the moment of truth. I'm back at the first stone that I was in the video, and it's time for me to put in the gravity spell. But this is where I got even more confused, because now I had all 3 spells, but it was still not working. The stone was still rejecting me. I did a little brainstorming and I came up with 2 solutions. The first one was to put the lightning spell in one of the holes. And the second one was to try the gravity spell once more, but in a different hole, because I was completely positive that the gravity spell was an important component to these stones. After placing the gravity spell in the second hole, this is where I realized that this stone was a puzzle where I was supposed to figure out which is the correct spell I'm supposed to put in each of the holes. So this was going to take a little bit of shock and error until I found out what was the correct order of these spells. I was finally able to figure out the puzzle to this stone, and now it was time to solve the other 2. I was easily able to fill out the second stone since I already knew how to fill it out before, but the challenge was with the third stone. First, I had to get there, which the only way to get there was by either climbing or using some swinging lanterns with an upgraded gravity spell, which I did not have, so I took the long route and I decided to climb this whole thing. My first thought was that this stone was mainly for fire spell only, but that was my grand mistake. Then I noticed dots on each side of the stone, which was supposed to signify which order I was supposed to fill out each of the holes, but I still didn't know what I had to fill the holes with. After several tries and a lot of confusion, I finally narrowed it down to the last possible pattern. And now all the stone puzzles were complete, and I was so hyped to finally, maybe, possibly get the sword. And hopefully I didn't have to do anything else to get the sword. I think I was able to get the sword now. Well, we're gonna have to see if I actually get the sword once and for all. Well, the good news is I was able to keep the sword, but I think you're about to see the bad news. Here, I didn't know what was going on, so I just kept waiting to see what would happen, but then I realized that I was in the middle of a ticking time bomb. This whole place was about to explode, and I came to realize real late that I had to get out of there. Because I think that when an alarm is sounding, I think that's something bad, so I took that as a warning and I just ran out of there. I didn't think I was gonna make it because I realized that this was going to blow up way too late. So I thought I was on the edge of time right now. So I was just swinging those arms, trying to make the running animation as fast as possible. And I felt sweet relief when I saw the portal reopen, which means I was supposed to leave. And I thought it was gonna explode any second. Even though I didn't know what that structure was for, well, I knew that I did something good, and it felt good. And it was just an awesome sight watching that whole place just collapse and seeing the gray skies turn blue again. And I knew that this was the true ending of Blade and Sorcery. Yeah, I know, this is a weird sight for me too. As I'm editing this right now, I did not know it was going to show up like that because when I was watching the credits, everything was pitch black and the screen was right in front of me, but...
Oh, so you got the Blade and Sorcery secret ending, eh? Congratulations, mate. You must be feeling pretty sated right now, so goodbye and good luck. Cheers. More content. 5 years of early access updates and you want more content. That's it. I'm going back to YouTube. Where's my hat?
And after that special message from the Baron, the credits just kept rolling. And I'll just let you watch the credits yourself, because this is a very special memory lane for Blade and Sorcery players that have been playing since the beginning. And to end this video, I decided to showcase the Sword of Na, which is the final legendary weapon of Blade and Sorcery, which is actually the Blade and Sorcery blade. A blade that can use, well, blade and sorcery. And what I mean by sorcery, I mean it has staff abilities as well. So it's a merge of a sword and a staff, and it's also a tier 5 weapon. So it is the most powerful weapon in the game. And that ultimately concludes our Blade and Sorcery Crystal Hunt series. This series has been an amazing series and might be the best series I've had on this channel. I had so much fun playing the 1.0 update. I hope you have fun too, and I'll still be making 1.0 content in the future. But for now, I'm going to take a break from Crystal Hunt itself, and I'm going to be checking out the sandbox mode. And maybe we'll be using every other ability that we didn't get to use in Crystal Hunt. And I'm also going to be using mods. So I hope you enjoyed this series. I'll see you in the next one, and make sure to hit that sub button so you don't miss more Blade and Sorcery content. Thank you guys for watching through to the end of this Crystal Hunt series. And I'll see you next time. Bye!